I'm Jon Marshall, and we're Suncoast NPI ITV, and we're coming at you now. Hey, I'm so psyched to be back. I'm Jon Marshall, and I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI, and we're NPI TV coming at you live. And again, I just couldn't be more delighted. It's June. It's June here, and I tell you what, June in my house, it is a month of anniversaries. It's a month of birthdays with my lovely wife. And so I'm all fired up. It's month of June. I've already been handing out presents left and right. I'm going to be broke here by the end of the month. So Jon Marshall, Suncoast NPI, NPI TV. So we're all about a why. Why don't we just jump in right in this? Who is this guy, Jon Marshall, and who is Suncoast NPI? So we are a locally owned, myself, 29-year young, world-class, seat-specific referral networking organization with a community look and feel. And as you sit there and listen and leaning in a little bit, why should you even pay attention to that? If you're a business professional in the Tampa Bay area, you need to not only be leaning into, you should start thinking about hashtag FREEMEAL and where you can go to some chapters to jump into this organization called Suncoast NPI. Why? Why? Because last year we did over $1.8 million of closed business. And I'm talking money in your pocket. And not only just money making, you're going to have an ROI and you're going to have an ROIT immediately. You're going to be surrounded with abundance thinkers, like-minded sales professionals that are actually going to be considered basically at the end of the day in addition to your sales force. So I really just encourage you to lean back now, step back a little bit, relax, lean into the show because we got a lot of stuff coming your way. And I, as the owner, it's always about a why, right? So why are we even shooting a TV show? You say, Jon, you say you're a referral networking group, and you have weekly meetings at all these different venues throughout Tampa Bay. So why are you doing what are you doing on TV? Well, first of all, what I'm doing on TV is because the man behind the mirrors here, his name is John Gaston. He owns this place. It's WeBeam TV, and he broadcasts out to over 1 million viewers. So where else can I go and stand on a mountaintop and get my message out to 1 million viewers on a monthly basis? Not very many places. And this guy, John Gaston, and look at the studio. All I got to do is show up, and he makes me look like $1 million. Well, maybe not 1 million, but 800,000 at least. So, but Johnny Gaston, WeBeam TV, is the man, and he brings the studio to us, but he also could do it for you and your organization. So maybe even just a little Scooby snack, a little nugget for you. If you like the quality, you like the audio, and I'm getting all kinds of feedback. We've been doing this since January, and he has opportunities for you. And if you need to get in touch with him, call me. But the other why is I kind of enunciated earlier. I have the ability to communicate my organization out to you, and for that's priceless. And I can tell you, just do a couple stories. I've had 2 sit-down meetings this week that were people that were in other seat-specific referral organizations and said, I saw you on TV, nobody else is doing this, and this is crazy what you're bringing to the table. How do I get involved with your organization? So how? That's a great question. Hashtag free meal. Who says there's no such thing as a free breakfast or a free lunch? With Suncoast NPI, there is. All you need to do is go into any of our chapters and say hashtag free meal. I saw this crazy guy, Jon Marshall, on TV, and he said, hey, I get to get a free meal, and meet all these like-minded professionals with abundance mindset that are there intentionally to help you grow your business. So if you're not doing that, or you're in another organization and you're not feeling that relationship, that community ad, that the ability that you actually feel like a family and that people actually care for you and you're not a number, and you need to run and check out our organization. We are about to blow up. And when I say about to blow up, we're 29 years young. So the next 30 is going to be insane. But really, at the core, at the end of the day, the why we do this is for our members. Our members and our vernacular that we use, we don't accept anybody. Our members need to be, it's seat specific. So they are rock stars at what they do, and you're going to meet 2 of them here later on today, Mr. Jon Hoke with JK Hoke Mentoring Group and Mr. Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaways and Paolini Properties. And they both epitomize what I'm getting ready to tell you. They're rock stars at what they do. They have a servant's heart, and they're committed to the commitment to make each of their chapters thrive. And they do it week in, week out, and they make money on it, and they have an ROI and ROIT, but more importantly, they get to be around people that are helping them get better, helping them to grow professionally, personally, helping them with their speaking skills, helping them with giving them a conduit to actually pour out into the community. Actually, we have a special guest today, Mr. Wesley Dennard from Harborside Christian Church. I can't wait for him to be on here. First of all, I'm a member, so I'm stoked to hear what he has to say and what he's going to share to you guys, because I know a little bit of what's coming down the pike. But again, an organization that we just finished up. The month of May was How May We Serve You? And we had the opportunity to love on New Life Solutions, to Sleep in Heavenly Peace, to Oldsmar Cares, to Dunedin Cares, and to New Life Solutions. Those are the specific organizations that we actually loved on specifically and intentionally as organizations on How May We Serve You this past month. So How May We Serve You? And just a quick shout out, I think you guys heard it before, New Life Solutions. The prior CEO, Saul Pichon, and Charles DeMarco was sitting right here a couple weeks ago as the new president as of 7-8 months ago. But Saul had a serious accident up in Alaska on a seaplane, and one of his buddies died. But Saul actually has been through successful surgery, as well as the pilot. They both had successful surgery, and they have a long ways to recover, but they're looking good. So I appreciate all your prayers for Saul, and just keep him and the pilot Bill and their families up in prayer, because they're still actually up in Alaska, and they're trying to get well enough where they can fly back home. So get home quickly, Saul. We love you, man. And so I tell you what. If you don't mind, back in the back, can we tee up the hype video? Because I've been kind of hyped up, and let's just show the audience just a little bit of a visual, and take it away. Hi, I'm Jon Marshall, owner of Suncoast NPI. What we are not is your granddaddy's organization, but what we are is a locally owned, seat-specific, 29-year young, world-class networking organization with a community look and feel. So it's seat-specific. So what we're looking for are individuals that are rock stars in their professions, that have a servant's heart, and that are committed to the commitment to make each chapter thrive. So if that's you, we invite you to come check out one of our many chapters throughout the Tampa Bay area. Jon Marshall, Suncoast NPI. When we pull together, we all win. Wow, I don't know. That's pretty hyped up. I'm hyped up right now, but I get even more hyped up watching that, because if I was a business professional in the Tampa Bay area, I'm like, I'm in, man. How do I go? These guys are making money, they're giving back to the community, and they're actually having fun, and they're not over like a militaristic regime. You know, it's not a second job. I'm there to serve you as the owner. Actually, I tell all my members, I have 3 roles in my life as I run and own Suncoast NPI, and that's one of 4 that I either own or fully vested in. But I love Suncoast NPI, and but I tell all my members, my first thing is I'm there to serve them. It's not the other way around. I'm there to serve them, and I'm humbled to have that opportunity. And then second, to elevate the brand, and that's what we're doing right here. We're elevating the brand. I'm telling you, the more emails and phone calls that are coming in, it's been sick. But then third and finally, just to put that structure in place for these different chapters so they can build it up for success. So hashtag FREEMEAL. I know all those chapters rolled by real quick, and there's 7 on the board, and if things go the way that we think they will, we'll have 10 at the end of the year. But again, I'm not interested in popping up chapters left and right, because I could do that. But again, we're looking to bring one quality individual to the table at a time, one quality business professional that is awesome at what they do. Actually, I brought a book today. So let's just segue in here. This is a book. I'm actually doing a leadership training right now with Mr. Tom Goodland over at Harborside Church, and a couple other, actually a handful of other killer men over there. And the book is John Maxwell, Sometimes You Win and Sometimes You Learn. So let's just take a little nugget here, because one of the things I didn't mention to you guys that are leaning in that aren't familiar with Suncoast NPI is we also bring education to the table. And education in the form of, we have video content that we bring that covers business networking, that covers sales best practices, marketing best practices, and business operations best practices. And we bring that as a value add to your membership. It's a separate company that I own and my business partner, Rob Sloan, that we're together. We're bringing this incredible content to our members for free. Yeah, for free as a value add to their membership. And if you're out there, maybe you don't want to get involved for this and you still want that content, call me, because we actually sell that to other individuals and organizations. So here was something, bad experiences, the perspective for learning. I thought this was really cool, and I was just praying on earlier on what I was going to say today and what I wanted to share and a little bit of nugget, because, you know, bad experiences, they happen. It's like, you know, we're not perfect. There's only one perfect person that's ever walked this earth, and that's Jesus Christ, right? So we all mess up. But again, being surrounded with abundant thinkers and abundant mindsets, you know, let's fail forward and let's fail forward together, right? So one of the things they said, so maybe you've had some downtime or some down luck. And so just think about this. Accept your humanness. Realize that nobody's perfect. And then 2, learn to laugh at yourself at life, right? Here's a quote I thought was awesome. Laughter is like changing a baby's diaper. It doesn't permanently solve any problems, but it makes things more acceptable for a while. But, you know, just laugh at yourself, man. Relax. Keep the right perspective, right? And what's the why behind that? Mistakes are painful when they happen, but years later, a collection of mistakes is what is called experience. And then don't give up. Don't give up. And that's what I wanted to see, because when I read that don't give up, I actually had to lead the study. All I could think of was Jimmy Valvano in 1993 when he won the Courage Award at the ESPYs. Look that up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. And I'm going to be out of time. We've got actually Mr. John Hoke coming up next, and you put on your seatbelts for this one. You're about ready to go for a ride. And Jon Marshall, Suncoast NPI, when we pull together, we all win.
NPI.
NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year has related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Welcome back, everybody. Again, I'm Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI, and we're coming at you live with Suncoast NPI TV. And as I said earlier, you know, I'm so excited to have Mr. Hoke sit next to me. I love this man, and he's a member of NPI, but he's been a friend of mine and a mentor in more ways than he knows. And I'm stoked for him to be here. But just so you guys know, again, seat-specific organization. Rockstars in the category, that's you, sir. Somebody that has a servant's heart, that's you all day long, and then some. I aspire to even be more like you, John. And then committed to the commitment to make chapters. So I'm excited you're here today, and I'm ready to have some fun. How about you?
I'm here.
Let's do this. So,
Good.
you know, I know John, but I'll just tee this up a little bit. John's an entrepreneur. John's an independent business owner for over 35 years, and a mentor, And I know this is one thing he's really passionate about. Founder and director of the Aviation Ministry Support Association, a nonprofit aviation ministry. So I just wanted to get that out there. I mean, you've been around the block and you've done a lot of things and you've accomplished a lot of things, right? So why don't I know you, but the people out here don't know you a little bit more. Let's talk about yourself and tell them who you are, John.
Well, you know, John, I can't remember when I've not wanted to be in business for myself. I'm quite the independent and self-driven.
Yep.
Now my wife, she gives a different terminology to that, but
we love you, Karen.
yeah. But my heart has always been in the entrepreneurial world.
Yes, sir.
And what attracts me to businesses are businesses that are designed to focus on helping other people. And that has always been my path. That's
awesome.
where I like to be. And what inspires me the most is when I have helped somebody and I've been able to see that they succeeded.
That's awesome.
My vision is to work hard every day to change people's lives. And I do this by helping others discover their potential and achieve their goals through business ownership, team development, and mentorship. And that's why I got into business.
That's awesome.
I have found no better way for me than to be an entrepreneur. My business model is simple. It's not always easy. It's just better.
That's awesome, John. And that was a nugget right there for everybody to start leaning in. Like, hey, who's this guy? But you know what? I always see you walking around. You always have something in your hand, like drinking like a cup of coffee. I don't know what's in there, but I noticed today you were drinking something different. You were. What was that?
Well, you know, I am, and I have, and I am a coffee freak, but it happened to be an energy drink, and it's one of the products that I offer.
Okay.
This drink helps me get started in the morning and gets me going out through the day. And, but did you know that energy drink business is a multi-billion-dollar industry? And I've started to see this particular energy drink take off.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I've actually had the opportunity to try it too. So and it tastes really good. So and I was all jacked up in a good way. So thanks for that, John. How about, you know, I'm sure people over the years, you know, the 35 plus years, John, I'm sure people over the years have asked you about starting a business. So like in your opinion, share what would be the elements that actually you would lean into to consider if you wanted to start a business to generate more cash flow for you, your family, you know? Is that fair?
That's fair. Well, you know, I think there's 4 key elements to consider. One would be the product. What am I offering? Second would be the company.
Okay.
You know, are they profitable? Are they stable? Next would be compensation. Am I getting paid what I'm worth?
Right.
And the last would be support. How are you going to help me in my business?
Gotcha. Those are 4 incredible elements. So I guess if you don't mind, how about telling us? Tell us if from your perspective, if something is a product or a business concept that actually is worth selling.
Well, the first place I think someone would need to start is obviously, do they believe in the product or maybe the business model itself?
Right.
I don't believe you can sell anything or an idea if you don't believe in it.
Agreed.
The next thing would be, does it it meet a need?
Right.
Do you have a niche for that? Does it help somebody?
Right.
You know, is it better or more enjoyable for the consumer?
Right.
If the product doesn't do something of this nature, then I don't believe you're going to be able to sell it or convince someone to join you.
Yep.
As I said earlier, this energy drink helps me get started in the mornings,
Right.
providing mental and physical stimulation. And when I drink one maybe in the afternoon, it really boosts my energy, but yet I don't get those sudden highs
Yep.
and those crashing lows like from other brands.
Yep.
And this particular drink is really a healthy alternative to those energy drinks that are on the market today. You know, as you said, you love the taste.
Yeah.
I love the taste too. And I think that's why I can tell others about this product and this drink, because I think it's the best one on the market. So if you believe in the product and it meets a need, and you think you're still considering this as something to do, you know, the next thing to look at is it priced right?
Right.
Is it priced low enough for the consumer to purchase, high enough for the manufacturer to produce it, leaving you enough margin to make a profit? If any one of these are out of balance, if they're too high for the consumer, too low for the manufacturer, and maybe too tight a fit for you, then I think the business will fail.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great nugget for any of those that are out there to leaning in. Maybe they're looking to do something new. I mean, that's a great place to start. And, you know, again, with your experience, John, you did kind of dived into like pricing, you know, it's like, it is huge. So from your experience, what have you seen, like, what's the right balance or pricing?
Well, pricing obviously is delicate, right? I believe it, from my opinion, from the way I'm going to look at it, I think it needs to be a win, win, win. A win for the manufacturer, a win for the business owner or distributor, and a win for the consumer. In other words, the manufacturer needs to be able to price the item where it can produce it. The consumer needs to be able to win from that.
Right.
Profit needs to be there for the business owner to be able to make a profit when he resells it.
Right.
And, you know, lastly, the consumer needs to feel that they're getting a quality product at a fair price. And then if those three things come together, then I believe it's a win, win, win.
Yeah, and win, win, win. That's the only way to go, actually. So, yeah, those are great, valuable nuggets. So with that, just sitting across from you, it's obvious that you know a lot about products. It's obvious you know a lot about services. So what could people do to learn more about it?
Well, you know, our products are quality products, and they're manufactured right here in the United States using the highest standards available.
Absolutely.
They have been tested and proven to do what they say they'll do. And we have over 400 proprietary products to meet the needs of every household.
Right.
So if you'd like to learn more about what we're talking about, let's get together over coffee or maybe the energy drink. The first one's going to be on me.
Wow, that's awesome. So that's great. So we have some time here, John. So that was awesome. We have like 4 minutes or so. So I think if you don't mind, I'd like to segue into about how companies, they come and go all the time. We see this, and everything's moving so fast. Come and go all the time. So how do you know that a company you're considering representing will be around for the long term?
Well, there's no guarantees, right?
No.
Free enterprise, United States, so there's no guarantees. All guarantees are all.
Right.
You know, you look at Sears or Blockbuster or Toys R Us. They all have something in common. What is that? They all failed. So I really don't know what the reason for that is, but maybe you can relate by hearing a little bit of a story about some ideas I had that happened to me.
Okay.
The other day I received 2 identical catalogs in the mail.
Right.
One was addressed to me personally. The other was addressed to my business, but sent to the same mailing address. Now, I hadn't requested these catalogs, and I certainly hadn't purchased anything from this company.
Okay.
And I'm sure they've got great products, but those catalogs never made it into my house. As I was thinking about this a few days later,
Right.
it kind of dawned on me that this company was just kind of shooting in the dark,
Yep.
hoping for the best. and maybe get a sell out of it.
Right.
You know, I believe there was very little thought in the marketing process or maybe the strategy that they had.
Right.
And there certainly hasn't been any follow-up as far as I'm aware of. It was just get out as many catalogs as they personally could, hoping for the best.
Right.
In my opinion, I believe they had this status quo thinking
Gotcha.
or day two thinking.
Right.
In other words, we've always done it that way. It's always worked in the past.
Right.
Why make any changes? And I think that's why I got 2 catalogs. So if we want to bring all that back home,
Right.
you want to represent a company that is relevant, relational, and reaches out to the consumer
Right.
in a way that the consumer wants to do business.
Right.
The consumer needs to have great experiences too. If
Okay.
they don't, that's a problem. So you want to have a great experience by they purchasing your product,
Right.
use that up, but come back and buy more product from you. If they don't, then the company is losing market shares.
Absolutely.
And if they're losing market shares, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know, and we're gonna have like a minute or so. So what do you think about this? What should we look for? What should they look for in a company when you really want to thrive? You can thrive, the individual can thrive.
Well, if you think, I think you must ask yourself, or I think you should ask yourself some things. First, I think, can I succeed with this company? Do I have
Right.
the freedom to grow
Right.
and prosper at the level I desire? Is the
That's fair.
company making money, or is a large portion of the profit going to pay debt or going to somebody else's pocket? Is the company designed for the future? Do you believe in the philosophy of the company and the founders, or are they just mass mailing catalogs out hoping for the best?
Yeah. And so we got 30 seconds. So why don't we close out with why is this so important to you?
Well, I think hundreds of companies are entering the marketplace every day, and just as many are leaving.
Right.
I think it's very important for you to think about, where am I investing my time and my energy and my money?
Right.
Into a business, because if a business that you do this and it goes away, much like maybe Blockbuster, Sears, and possibly the catalog company,
Yep.
then you owe it to yourself to be, and to the partners you bring onto your team, to choose a business model that will only get better over time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if you'd like to learn more, let's sit down and have a conversation over coffee or maybe that energy drink.
That's awesome, John.
It's going to be on me.
Gotta go. John Hoke, tune in more.
NPI.
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 NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
For every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned.
That's fine. Hey, no problem. Hey, we had to cut that video shirt, the transition, because John Hoke brought some crazy, awesome material. And I said, keep rolling. My guys in the back say, stop, stop. I'm like, no, this is too good. So, but now this is all about Wesley Dennard with the Harborside Christian Church. And man, I am psyched for this 12 minutes. So we as an organization just finished up How May We Serve You. And it pours in exactly with what Wesley Dennard is and who he is with Harborside Christian Church and what he's all about. I know him, but a lot of you guys out here don't. So let's just start with this, Wes. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me, John.
So let's start about you. Let's tell the world who you are.
Sure. My name is Wesley Dennard. I'm an associate in outreach at Harborside Christian Church. Been working there for about a little over a year.
Yep.
From Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Where the traffic is heavy.
yeah, it is.
One of the reasons we moved down here, actually. But been working in nonprofits for about 7 years.
Okay.
And started working in the church last year.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, Chelsea, I know you're married.
and
you what's that?
And William.
And William. What's up, William? That's right. So he's a family man and a new dad, and
right.
Your wife's amazing, and I'm psyched you're here. So let's just jump in, man. Why don't we talk a little bit about Harborside and your role, and then kind of like maybe let's start with the church mission. Is
Sure,
that cool?
so church mission, yeah, absolutely. We are it's Harborside Christian Church. It's in Safety Harbor, Florida.
Okay.
Non-denominational church.
Is that the new denomination? Are we allowed to go there?
It might be.
No, I'm kidding.
But there's 3 things we like to focus on because we're a big church, and people like to think we might be too big. But we have crowd. We like to think of it in terms of crowd, connect, and core.
Okay.
Crowd, Sunday morning, there's about 3,000 people there. So it's a big church, but our worship is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Outstanding preaching and teaching, and just really loving people that show up on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then Connect is our Connect groups. We have over 120 small groups in our church, about 20 folks in them each. So these are the opportunities to connect one-on-one with people. And then even more so are the core, and that's mentoring relationships. We really push mentoring relationships, whether it's through marriage mentoring, mentoring at-risk youth, or just mentoring one-on-one people within the church.
Yeah,
That's
awesome, and I can just attest. I'm psyched to say I'm a Harborside member, and I've been there since 2010. And watched it grow, and I definitely experienced the crowd on Sundays, which I love, and I love the teaching. I definitely experienced the connect. We've been doing studies out of our house for 6 years, 7 years, and then the core, and I know we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing that and sharing that to everybody else. And there's always room for more in the crowd, right?
That's right.
You know, four services on a Sunday, right?
Sunday night service now.
Yeah.
So.
I hear there's going to be a big bash this Sunday night too.
Big bash, 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's cool. Live audio and everything. Yeah, they're rocking it, man. All for the glory of God. So that's why I'm psyched you're here. Yeah. So with that, you kind of the why you're here and the why I wanted to have you. I think our organization, we're all about giving back to the community. So we've done 15,000 hours of community service the last 2 years, and we just finished up the month How May We Serve You as our group. But I know you guys did something that was quite amazing. So, I don't want to steal any of your thunder. I think I want to let you just kind of share it.
Yeah, so we had an initiative called Win the Bay.
Okay.
We had a series that our senior pastor, Kurt Parker, did called Win the Day.
Right.
So play off that, we had to Win the Bay. And we had 475 volunteers go out on a Saturday morning.
Amen,
and serve the community. Just free of charge, whatever it was, whether it's building bunk beds for kids who would otherwise sleep on the floor, building a house for a family in need, stitching together little felt hearts for children in the NICU that would otherwise not have their mother sent. Just all sorts of different projects. It was really cool. And we produced about 1,500 hours of service just that morning.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And you had free Chick-fil-A breakfast.
Free Chick-fil-A, thanks to Bill Fink.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bill Fink, he's the
Yeah.
man. Call me, Bill. We got to talk. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so we partnered with 21 different
Yeah.
organizations that one morning. So
Yeah,
it was a win.
and it was amazing. I had and I think I shared this with you. And I want to share it again if you don't mind. It's like I had my whole family there, and so I have a 14 and a 12-year-old. That was the first time that we were able to do something as a family unit. And it was incredible. And you mentioned the bunk beds, and that's we did the Sleep in Heavenly Peace with Mr. Jim Baker, and it was off the hook. And just so you know, it led us to we're on the family mission trip that takes off tomorrow, heading down to Miami. So thank you,
awesome. Yeah,
thank you
no
for
problem.
giving that platform, that conduit to give back and to do it as a family unit.
Yeah, no problem.
Kudos to you, kudos to Harborside, and you're awesome. I'm glad you're sitting here, man.
Thanks, man.
What about, let's go into some of the things before we get to mentoring.
Okay.
All right? Let's take it personal for a second.
Sure.
How about some books you read lately? How about something that stands out to you?
I know you have a lot of business folks watching this.
Yeah.
Business for the Glory of God by Wayne Grudem is a good read. It's short. It's about 100 pages. And it just says, essentially, you don't have to work in the church to glorify God.
Amen.
You don't have to be a pastor to glorify God. You can do your everyday business to the glory of God and just really have dividends in multiple ways. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Actually, I've never even heard of that book.
Yeah, it's a good
so I'm definitely going to hit you up later for that, so I
All
can
right,
make sure I get my hands on that. So I appreciate you sharing that. How about even going back to a favorite quote or inspirational quote,
Ooh,
or maybe a Bible verse? I don't know.
all right,
Maybe
all
are we
right.
going to go there? Let's do it. We're on
stuck
TV.
on 2 Timothy 3:16 recently. It talks about how all Scripture is God breathed. And so it really sets the platform for all the rest of Scripture to say this is authoritative.
Yeah.
And it should be the way I see my life and go about my life. So
That's
I
awesome.
really love that verse.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Can I share one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's
it's
go
your
for it.
time, but
Go for
and
it.
it's really because actually we're heading out tomorrow. It's 1 Peter 5:7. 1 Peter 5:7 is cast. And then when I first said it, I was like, cast some of your anxiety. I said, no, it's not some.
Yeah.
Cast it when you want to. No, not when you want to. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He loves you.
Nice.
And so that's the one that I've been stuck on. I use the
Yeah.
word stuck. You
Yeah,
said that
that's
earlier,
good.
so I like that. So why don't we start segueing over into the mentoring aspect? So let's tee this up. Who are some of your role models or mentors that you've had?
My last couple of bosses have been good mentors for me. Just show me how to put your head down and just work hard.
Yep.
My current boss and my last boss.
Awesome.
And I also have a personal mentor, Jim Bigu, who is a member of the church. We get together about monthly, and he just pours into me, showing me how I can be more effective in my job. And so that's really helpful as well.
That's awesome, man.
And then in turn, I mentor kids younger than I am. So
That's perfect. I mean, so you have somebody above you that's helping you, right? Yeah, I've heard somebody beside you
Sure.
that's accountable, right?
Sure.
Then I heard somebody below, not below, that I don't mean physically below, but just
Right.
below that you're helping to bring them up, right?
absolutely.
That's like the Holy Trinity right
Yeah,
there,
there
isn't
you
it?
go, there you go.
You know, I mean, that's awesome. If you're out there and you're not doing that, I'm praying for a spiritual mentor right now, and I've had a void in my life for about a year. And no, that's awesome, and that's the way to go. That's the way to get through life and keep it rolling. So I think that's a perfect tee up, if you don't mind. Maybe as we talked about Harborside, crowd, connect, and core. So why don't we take it to the core on just as you talked about your mentor personally, and take it to the corporate side.
Sure. Take to the corporate side.
Corporate side, Harborside. What's the
Sure.
mentoring all about?
Yeah, so I actually run a ministry called Primavera Mentoring, and we mentor at-risk youth at 3 sites around Pinellas County. Maddie Williams Neighborhood Family Center,
Yep.
Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and Pinellas Education Foundation. So we partner with these 3 outside organizations to pour into their kids. These are members of our church that volunteer every single week to pour into these kids that they otherwise would not know, and these kids otherwise would not have mentors. So that's a big component of mentoring. And then we also do marriage mentoring, where we equip newlywed couples for marriage. And we have mentors in our kids, in our youth programs. We have mentors all over the place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
does it make sense to dive into any one of those three a little bit more to tell people about it? Or maybe you're a Harborsider and you're like, hey, I didn't know that. How do I get plugged in? Maybe that's a good spot.
Yeah, sure. So as far as Primavera goes, we ramp up every August for a new school year. We go by the school year. And not everybody can do it multiple years, so we're going to have some folks, we're going to have some kids that need some mentors come August. And so if you like to join, get on board with that, primaveramentoring.org is our website, and you can sign up there.
Cool. Yeah. That's cool. And then if you guys didn't get that, you can always, you see Wesley's contact information on here, and you reach out to Harborside Church, or if you need, I can help get there as well if you need it. So, and again, I made a mistake. I mentioned all for Harborsiders to ping in, but we have room for more. So people that maybe aren't churched, come run. I do hashtag free meal for my corporate side. I mean, like hashtag awesome music. Come into Harborside and check it out. You'll be on fire, and you're not going to want to leave. So, and again, and all there really just get. God speaking right there. We just had a power out. I don't know if it's God. I think he was blessing us right there. That was awesome. So, what do you think about let's talk about Harborside.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
A little bit of what differentiates maybe Harborside. There's a lot of folks out. There's a lot of churches out there.
There are a lot of churches out there,
and they're good, right? And there's good.
They're great churches out there. I think what differentiates Harborside, first of all, our vision is spectacular. Whether it's the media outlets we've been getting into, like YouTube and social media, just to spread the message that we believe in. That's important. And then, theologically, I know it's a big word, but theologically, we don't really have too many hills to die on, so to speak.
Yeah.
We preach the gospel of Jesus, and if you want to learn about that, or if you believe in that, then you are welcome at our church. We don't say, yeah, but we believe this over here. Yeah, we believe this over here. It's like we preach God and we preach Jesus.
Yeah.
And if that's something that you want, or if you're interested in, or you're yearning for, then we say you are welcome at Harborside.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we got like a minute and a half. Where do you want to go to kind of? What would you like to do? Something maybe that motivates you, that gets you fired up. Then thanks for teeing up Harborside. And Harborside is amazing. And and I have members that are a lot of different churches. There's a lot of killer churches out there. My encouragement, if you don't mind, is just get plugged into a church, because there's a church, the community. It's Bible based, focused on the Lord, and then put on your seatbelt because you're getting ready to go for a ride, right?
Absolutely.
So what about? How do we start closing out? What kind of fires you up, motivates you?
Fires me up, the gospel. The Word of God fires me up. I mean, it's not about the rules. You're not going to come to Harborside and hear a bunch of rules that you need to know.
Right.
It's not about the religious aspects. It's about a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Jesus, we invite you to come learn about him. We welcome you into the four walls of our church to learn about him and to meet him and to grow in a relationship with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have a few seconds left. You want to say something that you're really proud of?
I am proud of, Win the Bay was a big accomplishment to have 475 people serve in one morning, but I'm just proud to be a part of an organization, a church that loves the Lord and that sticks to their beliefs, and it's just open to getting out in the community.
Amen. And I got my sticker. It's on the fridge. Won the Bay. We won the Bay. Yeah. And we got to go. It's Wesley Dennard, Harborside Christian Church. Check them out. Check out the church. Go see the music. They got a live show on this Sunday as well. And Jon Marshall, Suncoast NPI ITV. We're out. We're coming up next with Paolini. Thanks for watching.
NPI.
NPI. Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and make it a better place to live, work, and play.
And then I'll roll right into the book. Hey, we're live, man. This is awesome, man. Welcome back. Suncoast NPI ITV coming at you. I'm Jon Marshall. I own Suncoast NPI, and we're bringing this TV show to you. It's absolutely amazing. Wesley Dennard, Harborside Church, crushed it. John Hoke, JK Hoke Mentoring, crushed it. And now it's like clean up. Bobby Paolini over here. Paolini Properties, Berkshire, Hathaway, HomeServices, Florida. Bringing his wisdom. Dude,
Trying.
I love you, brother.
We are roots to fruit and share it with the world.
Yeah, amen to that. I love you. Good to see you. You're in your 41st year, man. So,
41st?
yeah, dude.
Just the beginning.
Yeah,
a couple
dude.
weeks.
I saw this guy at a birthday party. This guy's Bobby Paolini. If you guys don't know him, he's a member of Suncoast NPI. He's not a member. He's a president of our Oldsmore chapter. Thanks for the clue in. And he's amazing. If you guys don't know Bobby Paolini, like we say, rock stars in the category. What I'm looking for as the owner, servant's heart, committed to the commitment, dude. Amen. If I could clone you, shoo, baby, there'd be no stopping anything. But this is all about you. So I know you got a book. You got a book, man.
I do.
How does your
great sales, right?
Good Talk, Great Sales with Bobby Paolini. So let me just go right into this. You cool with that?
Let's roll.
How does your book help agents avoid or overcome obstacles that exist in real estate as a career?
Well, that's the purpose too, but just to talk about some of the obstacles that they go through.
Yep.
And I went through it, and in some ways you're always trying to avoid the same ones, but it's getting predictable results to have steady income, right? If you're, what do you call it, 1099, you know, we are only rewarded by the results that we produce. So that has to be managed, right? So you have to be your own company with many different layers all within yourself. And the book allows you to do that, and it sticks with fundamentals of communication.
Okay.
Right, and that leads to professional relationships. And professional relationships lead to those opportunities. In any field you're in, you don't have to be a realtor to get a tremendous value from the book. It's not going to tell you specific things on what to do or what to do in real estate. It's principles of communication that allow you to do what you do anyways and do it better.
That is awesome. So I heard, let me see if I'm a quick learner. Communication leads to professional relationships, leads to opportunities. Boom, drop the mic. I like it, man. I like it. I'm ready for my signed copy, brother.
You are learning.
So I'm learning. There we go. What is this book mainly about? Let's tell everybody out here. Don't give it all away because we need to sell it.
I kind of touched on it, right? Communication, building relationships, but just the name in and of itself, Good Talk, Great Sales. Talk in the book is an acronym. And the TALK is the T being truth, the A being attention, L being listening, and then K is kindness. And those are really the 4 pillars of communication to have. You know, you have to be honest when you're communicating, or there's no point in talking and no point in them listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
The attention's required. If nobody was watching this, or I was looking this way while you were talking, it would greatly affect the communication and what we're trying to accomplish here.
Absolutely.
Listening is also very powerful of a tool, not just courtesy.
No, I'm sorry.
Humor, I should put that in there. Too bad talk doesn't have an
I'm
H in it.
sorry, I'm
No,
sorry.
it's good. So listening could be used as a weapon against an adversary, but it's also a great way to communicate to somebody.
Absolutely.
If they're doing the talking, you're doing the listening, your value is actually going up in their minds, and who would want to do that, especially in a business platform?
Yep.
And K is kindness. You have to have a kind, open-minded attitude when communicating, even if it's a negotiation.
Right.
If it's disciplining your child or something, you have to have a kindness attitude, and that's how problems are solved and things are accomplished.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those are great nuggets, Bobby. And I always love just sitting down talking with you. You inspire me a lot, dude. And just thank you for who you are. So, what is if you're a real estate agent out there listening, what is one thing, Bobby, that you'd say that an agent can start doing like right now, right away, to start getting better results?
Well, I would say read the book.
Read the book. There we go. Boom. Read
Absolutely.
the book.
But whatever you do for your career, just start showing up early. Just start committing to being there. And if you just show up, and that is your goal is to progress and get better, then all the dots will start to connect, and more things will be accomplished for you. But before you even get started, you have to understand that that's kind of a loaded question, right? I mean, what can they do right now to get what they want, and right this and that? And I don't think anything worth anything you get right now, even if you can start doing something right now, which we all have that power. I mean, the greatest thing we have to offer is as ourselves, and we could start being kind to other people and helping them with things with you don't need any money, you don't need, you just need some time.
Right.
And understanding delayed gratification is key to the longevity of the process and surviving the longevity of the process. And I mean, it's biblical. It's,
Absolutely.
I mean, think about it. I read a book once, The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, and he talks about, you know, God's timing on things.
Absolutely.
And in relativeness to our patience in our journey. And he says, if you want a mushroom, God could give it to you overnight. But if you want a mighty oak, it's going to take 100 years. God's not going to promise you get a mighty oak tomorrow. But if you want those roots to stick and you want impermeable success that's ongoing and everlasting, you have to put in the work, and you have to do it every day, and you have to do it for a long period of time. But it's always going to be worth it. And that's what I think the biggest aha of the book is although your results may not be what you want right away, just remember that you're the mighty oak, and be patient with yourself and others, and eventually you'll get to any level of your goal and success that you want.
Yeah, that's well said. Well said. I love it. So going back to, like, we talked about communication, professional relationships, and opportunities, how they kind of segue, right? So if you don't mind, how about tying into a little bit Suncoast NPI, you know, organization I own that you're part of, and you're part of the advisory board team, and I'm psyched you're part of it. So how does Suncoast NPI actually help with the building of relationships and the part of your as it relates back to your book?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the goal is to develop business relationships. So NPI is just a fabulous vehicle. I mean, you have to develop business relationships, and there's no easier way to do it than, you know, 15, 20, 30, 40 professionals that are amazing in their category meeting together once a week and talking about what matters.
Right.
I heard someone say once, you know, talk about things that matter to people who care. And that's really kind of a slight definition of progress. And that's what we do every week. For example, I got a referral yesterday. Lovely couple, awesome people, very well-to-do, multiple properties. Not only did I get that listing, but they want to hire me for 3 others. But you want to know where I met them? It was an NPI member, referred one person to me after a very successful transaction I had with them. then that person, a referral tier down, referred me to another person.
Right.
That opportunity never turned into anything, but they were so impressed and happy with my process and my approach that even though they weren't in a position that they could do the transaction, they referred those people I was just talking about, the other family. So awesome. Here I got a referral 4 layers down, and the first person that referred me a transaction, I would say, doesn't even know the last person. So it gives you opportunities to be you, to do good for others, and it's perpetual, has perpetual effects. It's a lot of people working together, and because that's only one member. Yeah. My daughter the other day, she mentioned something because my son got stung by a bee, and like right after the bee died, because I guess with those with the wasp, the stinger comes out and they die, and she's kind of laughing. She's like, "Daddy, why would God make it so that a bee, the moment it stings you, it's dead anyways, right? Like, what is the purpose of the stinger to protect itself if it's going to die?"
That's a great question.
Good question, right? I mean, for a split second, she had me there, but it's not ever about the one bee. The one bee they're not supposed to survive as, independent little, little insects. Yep. It's the goal, and that's the way I believe and you believe. Yep. God has us all connected. Yep. We are supposed to work together. We're supposed to have that tribal instinct. Right. And even in bees, they're designed to protect the hive. Right. So if there's queens and thousands of bees, and somebody approaches the hive, there's going to be, even on a bee level, some sacrificial members of that tribe that are going to have to go to work to defend the family. I like it. And that's a beautiful example of working together with others, which is just more of what NPI does. Right. And of course, it ended up being a great lesson for my kids.
Yeah, that's amazing. We have a minute, so you want to wrap with like a quote or maybe even reading a better history tomorrow must be a better history today? What? How do you want to...
you're taking my notes.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's my quote.
Dang it! Dang
That's
it!
my quote.
Okay, hold on.
I won't even read it. And I basically got the idea from another book and then kind of reworded it. So that quote is really for me, but the quote is...
Let's hear it. Let's hear it much better.
If you want to read a better history tomorrow, write a better history today.
Boom. Bobby Paolini.
Mic drops.
If you want to read a better history tomorrow, we must write a better history today.
Right. We're in charge. Nobody is more responsible for your success than you.
That's awesome. So this has been an incredible day. Bobby, you're awesome. I'm delighted to know you. And we're Suncoast NPI TV. Go out there, guys. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend. Amen. It's a wrap. When we pull together, we all win.
Yes, we do.